Subject. Hmm. Good afternoon from me. So today is day. Let me confirm it, and as I'm confirming, I'm gonna edit it. So today is day 9. Coding every day until I can build a full stack application. Okay. So go right ahead. Get into today's stream. So what we have planned for today is basically show you guys exactly what roadmap I'm using. My own though. It's not really clear enough, but it works for now. So what day are we on again? I'm sorry, I took a nap, just woke up. We're on day 9. Okay. Day 9, so change that right here. So yeah, I'm gonna be showing you guys my roadmap. It's not clear, like I don't understand. I mean I understand it, but like it's not detailed as you expect. But I don't know how to go about it. I mean, what? Day 9, bro? Why did I write day 7? Day 9. Okay. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Good day. Um, There we go. Okay. So, need to put on lo-fi and chill. Let me just open up the stream on my phone and we can get started. Okay. So we can continue the stream. So today we're planning on finishing the cookie consent app because we don't want to spend too much time on every topic. Our Scrum subscription is running out. I'm not yet ready to start paying for it. I don't have the money to pay for it for now. So we have to work on what we have. Oh yeah, if you're on Twitter, you can follow me on Twitter. Put in with guys. Just gonna post the stream so that I can tune in. Yeah. fair. Mm, fair. That's posted. So now what we can do is we can go ahead and stop all this, close that, and then something live. So basically this is the roadmap and this is what it looks like right now. I don't know if you guys can see it, but we need to learn full stack. So basically the reason why I started coding is because I have a goal in mind of what I want to do with the skills. So I want to start a company that helps truckers or trucking companies find clients and vice versa. So clients find trucking companies to move their goods, their product. So if you check my GitHub repo, we have it right here, cargo sync. That's the name. I don't know, I just thought of just putting on GitHub because, you know, just to track the progress. So right here we have cargo sync. I'm gonna change up the colors. It's not as beautiful as it looks. Eventually I will do that, but this is just so that it can exist type of. This is the logo. I should have it here, but I didn't know how to put it. Now I do though. So the Uber for trucking, connect truckers with loads and issue, no brokers, no delays, no hassle. So how it works is truckers sign up, then businesses load post loads, and then we connect them instantly. So it's coming this year, hopefully. I mean, it should come this year because that's when I'm gonna have learned how to like use backend and front end and all that. So you can get a notification when we launch, but I don't think it works yet. I need to actually find out how to make this. Yeah, built by me, Fabio. So that's the goal I do have in mind long term. So that's why I even started coding and all that. So what we have to do to get there is realize the path that we have to take. So I did ask Cloud Code what I should do. So it told me, well, before I even made this, long time ago. It's just I don't remember what to do on the back end. But eventually I will choose which type of, you know, database, or if I'm trying to go, is it SQL or no SQL, the database. So yeah, for now we have front end, HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Here's where we at. We're gonna cross over to React pretty soon. And then for backend, you know, we have just a whole bunch of stuff like Python, SQLite, all that. So it's learn full stack. So that's front end and back end. Let me just use this. So it's learn full stack, front end, and then we come over and do back end, and then we're done with that, right? And then we'll come develop side projects as we're learning the full stack, and then just to grow our knowledge in the coding, how to use APIs and all that. Probably going to build a couple projects. It's not the only one. It's just like an example. And eventually, as we're building the side projects, we're also developing the cargo sync, you know, knowing how all this works. So let's try and use maybe Uber system on how they work. So that's way more efficient than just relearning something. Because I've searched on how Uber does their connecting riders with clients and all that. So yeah, this is the brief roadmap. It will expand eventually. For now, this is what we have to deal with and work with. So from here, this is this. Yeah. So that's that. So now we are going to get into today's stream, which is building a cookie consent. We're 60% done, 10 out of 26. I do believe we can finish this by today, hopefully. So I think I am actually just gonna get straight right into it. Yeah.
Let's take a look at a few more validation attributes. So far, we have seen required. Hopefully you managed to do that without too many problems. I'm just going to come in here then, and I'll say min, and I'll set that to 21, and max, which I'll set to 120. Okay, when I hit save, I'll need to put a few characters in here. And now I'll go under 21, hit submit, and I'm getting the warning, value must be greater than or equal to 21. So if you struggled with the challenge for any reason, you can pause now and run my code and you should see the warning. And let's go higher than 120, hit submit, and I get the warning, value must be less than or equal to 120. Okay, so we've successfully used min and max to limit the numbers to our chosen range. And so just to recap, we've got min and max for when the type is number, and then if we scroll up, we've got min length and max length for when the type is text. Okay, the last thing that I want to show you is the most complex. We can also add a pattern attribute, and this specifies a pattern that the entered data needs to follow. Now, in a way, we've already done that in a basic sense. We've seen how here, for example, we can make sure that only numbers are inputted. But imagine we want something more complex and more specific. Well, for that, we need a custom validation pattern. Let's take this username as an example. I want to make sure the username has no special characters like the exclamation mark or the @ symbol, and so I'm going to add a pattern attribute. Okay, that looks pretty weird, so let's break it down. Inside these square brackets, we've got the allowed characters. So we've got A to Z lowercase, we've got A to Z uppercase, and we've got the numbers 0 to 9. Now, this plus symbol outside of the square brackets means we're allowing a string of any length. If we were to remove the plus symbol, it would limit us to just one character. So let's save and give it a try. So I'll come in here with my name, I'll hit submit, and that works. I'm now getting the error that I haven't filled in the age field. So now I'll add an exclamation mark to my name, and when I hit submit, I see the prompt, please match the format requested. Now again, this is not recorded by Scrimba, so do pause and try that for yourself. And what you'll notice is that the message we get, please match the format requested, is not telling us specifically there's a problem with the exclamation mark. So for good UX, we would need to clarify with the instruction, choose a username, use letters A to Z and numbers 0 to 9, because the warnings we get from the browser are too generic. Now, the syntax that we've used here with this pattern is called a regular expression, and you'll often hear it shortened to regex. And this is an advanced feature that you are not expected to know at this stage in your career. In fact, lots of experienced devs hate regex and find it a really scary topic. But luckily, there are loads of pre-written examples floating around the internet, and you can usually find one that fits your purpose without having to write it yourself from scratch. And now AI is also very, very good at creating regular expressions as well, so that can be a big help. Okay, it is time for a challenge. If we come down here to this country code input, and what I'm going to set you here is a Google challenge, because as I say, no new devs know custom validation patterns, and nor do many experienced devs. So I want you to make sure users can only input a 3-character country code. These can be lower or uppercase, but must be exactly 3 characters in length and no special characters or numbers. So for example, USA, FRA for France, GBR for Great Britain, SWE for Sweden, these are all correct, but US with 2 letters, UK with 2 letters, AB1 with a number, and exclamation mark USA, all of those would fail. And just to reiterate, I'm not expecting you to know how to do this or be able to work it out from the pattern that we've seen up here. I am expecting you to be able to find the answer pretty easily when you search online or use AI. Okay, pause now and get that challenge sorted.
Okay, so we have to do make sure users can only input a 3-character country code. These can be lower or uppercase, but exactly 3 characters and not the multiple characters or numbers. So you said pattern to make this, and then A to Z, and then A to Z capital, and then max 3, and then 3. So if we try put ABCD, the requested format, yeah. So let's try France again. Huh? So wait, if I put a plus here, what's up with my mouse is always bugging. Yeah, it works. It's good. And min slash max, don't worry, for text input stacking at percent 3. Okay. Wait, what did you say again? Oh.
The submit, and I get the prompt, please match the format requested. Again, we would need to specify a 3-character country code. Let's try one more that should fail. I'll add the @ symbol. Again, I instantly get the prompt. I'll hit submit, I get it again. All right, now let's go properly. Let's go for RSA for South Africa. Now I hit submit, and we managed to submit the form properly. We get to post some videos online that will walk you through the basics, so plenty to get your teeth into. But as I say, don't worry, almost everybody finds this tricky, so we're all in the same boat. Okay, next we have to deal with what happens to this data when we submit it, so let's start looking at that next.
Go. Can't wait for that. Oh, didn't know how to switch. Ooh, we're gonna learn what prevents default too. Let's go.
Okay, so we have got some space here for buttons at the bottom of our modal pop-up, and this is what we're aiming for. So I've written you out a challenge. I want you to add 2 buttons, one for accept and one for decline. I want you to give the accept button a type property of submit and give each button a class of modal btn. This is just because I've already added some CSS, so the buttons will be styled up the way we want them to be, just like we've got here in this screenshot. And you might also notice that I've added this div with the class modal choice btns, and that is also just to do with styling, and we will make use of that in a feature a little bit later. Now, lastly, to finish off the challenge, make sure the form won't submit unless all fields are completed. Okay, so pause now, get that one sorted out, and I'll see you back here in just a moment.
Alright. Let's read this again. Add 2 buttons, one for accept and one for decline. Give the accept button the type of property of submit. Give each button a class of model button. Make sure the form was submitted unless all fields are complete. Okay. Button. I really love that. Button. Button. So just copy and paste this twice. My mouth is weird. Okay. You accept. Accept. I'm just gonna do decline. Time. Oh yeah. Submit. That makes sense. Give this one a pass. Okay. Pass. Bundle. Button. Let's see right here. Pass. Bundle. ATM. So this is right. Okay, that's correct. Full name. Let's do wire. Wire. That should be it.
Now the bit to I've been it's working, so now the prompt is telling me I need an @ so let's go for a proper email address, and now the form does submit. We get the refresh, we get the empty form, and the UI behavior that empties our form and gives us this query string. We don't actually want that to happen in our app, so we'll be dealing with that shortly. When you're ready, let's move on.
That was it. I'm gonna learn how to submit. No.
Let's take a look at how we can prevent the strange behavior that's happening by default when we submit our form. So when I come to this form and I fill it in with all of my details and I hit submit, look what happens.
Refreshes.
The page refreshes, the form is cleared, it goes back to its placeholder text, and the URL gets this funny query string. And the query string is the bit after the question mark. Let's just have a quick look in detail. If I just paste that in here, and I'll move the mini browser out of the way, we can see that we've got index.html, we've got the question mark, and then we've got the data from our form. We've got astronaut name, and then there's my name, and then the astronaut email, etc. Oh, and look what I put in for my password. Well, we don't want that to happen, but why is it happening? Well, what's going on here is that the browser is making an assumption that when you submit a form, you're done with it and you'll be sending it off to a script somewhere on the server. So its default behavior is to create this query string, which can then go off to the server, and then the page refreshes to clear the form. Okay, if we bring back the mini browser, now let's just reset this. And a quick tip, if when you're working on this you find that you can't reset the browser back to index.html without this query string, just put in a wrong URL, just a random letter or two will do. When you get the page not found error, then you will be able to reset it to index.html. Just like that. Now, of course, most forms will at some point end up sending data to a server, but we might well want that to happen in the background while the user continues to interact with the page they're on, or we might want to do something with the form data first. So we definitely need to stop this default behavior, and we can do that with JavaScript. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and I'm going to give the form an ID so we can take control of it. And I'm just going to call this form login form. Okay, I'm going to hit save, and then over in index.js, let's take control of login form. So I'll just say const and I will camel case it. So it's login form now with a capital F, and I'll say document.getElementById, and the ID we gave it was login-form. The next thing we need to do is add an event listener to login form. Now, the event that we are listening out for here is the submit. So it's when somebody clicks that button, which has a type of submit.
Oh.
And then we want to call a function. Now we're going to use a little piece of magic. This function can take in the parameter e, which is short for event. And if you prefer, you can write out event in full. What is e? Well, E represents the event which caused this event listener to trigger. In this case, it is clicking on the submit button, but events can be many, many things. It could be clicking a button, it could be scrolling, it could be a double click. An event can be triggered on almost any interaction with the page. Now we have this event inside the body of the function. I'm going to take the event and I am going to call an inbuilt JavaScript function called prevent default, and it is a function, so it needs to have brackets on the end. Now when I hit save, we can go and complete this form, And when I hit submit, nothing happens. We're no longer submitting the form in that default way. We are not getting a query string in the URL.
So
We're
what's
not
happening?
refreshing the page. And so now we're free to do whatever we want with this form. So this function here, prevent default, well, it does exactly what the name suggests. It prevents the default behavior. You'll see this used to stop forms submitting in this way really often, but it can be used to prevent any default browser behavior. So you will also see it in other places. Okay, so that is how we use prevent default.
Hold on, let me check it out. Prevent default. Here it is. Prevent default method. The prevent default method of the event interface tells the user agent that the event is being explicitly handled. So its default actions such as page scrolling, move navigation, or pasting text should not be taken. The event continues to propagate as usual unless one of its event listeners calls. Oh. Okay. And cancelable events such as dispatch. And events in which models. Okay. That's good to know. Let me check another one actually. Look at this one more. Okay, so like the way normally the body of the website has a body, I mean a margin, and that's like the default setting. So that's the same way buttons normally have a default. There's just to refresh the page. It's good to know.
We need to stop this annoying refresh behavior that we get when we submit our form so we can handle our users' form data here on the front end. So based on what you've just learned, here's a challenge. I want you to take control of the form element. Now over in index.html, I've given this form an ID of consent form. And I want you to add an event listener to the form to listen out for a submit event. When a user clicks accept, prevent the default behavior that triggers the refresh. And just to prove that the event listener's working, log out form submitted. Okay, pause now, get that sorted out, and I'll see you back here in just a minute.
Alright, so to control the form element, add an event listener to the form to listen for a submit event. When a user clicks accept, prevent the default behavior that triggers the refresh. Log out that form submitted. Log out form submitted. Okay, so it has an idea of consent form. No. Of the form element. Okay, so what's their ID? Consent form. Okay. Const consent form equals what I said it with document.get element ID consent form. So consent form add event listener, put in the submit make a function. Okay, add an event to the form once it's just submit event. Okay, that's done. When user clicks accept, prevent the default behavior that triggered the refresh. Brother, do you want me to take control of the form event or the button? Because I'm thinking the button is the best option here. So let's make an IE for this. Name it accept model button. Okay. Can you spell accept? Am I trying? What is? No, it's not. There we go. So we need to come back to our JavaScript and say const accept button equals document element id accept model button. So accept button. So let me just redo this, but then with accept. Set button dot add event listening submit, and then we need to do e dot prevent default. That need to console.log form submitted. I don't even check the console on this. Let's check if it's correct, bro. Let's check if it's correct. Okay, buddy. What? Bro. See how it does it.
To consent event. Let's just hit save and see what happens. There in the E or its bracket, not getting, you're going to see experience and the behavior that you can get when you have more.
Not the one in it on the button though. It's okay.
I just want to draw your attention to something before we move on. We have got two buttons right here inside this form element. And if I open up the browser, and I've already got these fields completed, when I hit accept, well, down in the console, we are logging out form submitted. And we're doing that because over in the JavaScript, we've got this event listener, which is listening out for a submit event. And in the HTML, this button, which says accept, is the submit button. Okay, that all figures, but what happens then when I click decline? Well, look, we get exactly the same thing, the form submitted. So what's actually happening here is that any button that is inside the form element will submit by default, and our event listener, which is listening out for a submit event, will act on either of them.
Oh,
that's actually pretty
I get how the form works now. So it just looks for any submits event type. So it goes through the whole. Let me see. So it goes through the whole consent form, and until it lands on type submit, it's like a for loop. So it's gonna go and try and find the type submit, and then when it finds it, then that's the button that's submitting the form. Okay.
Crazy, right?
Makes sense.
You
to me.
wonder who designed it that way, but that is the way it is. Now, in this app, it's not going to be a problem, as later we're going to find a clever way to stop our users touching this decline button. But you should know that in a situation where you've got more than one button inside a form element, that you've got ways of stopping this from happening. Let's just close the console and move the mini browser out of the way for a moment. And we've actually got 3 different types of button. So the first type is submit, which we've already used, and that submits the form. We've also got a type called reset. And as you would expect, when you hit a reset button, the form gets cleared. That's really useful, but it's not actually what we want in this situation. Now, the final type is a generic type, and it's just called button. When you give a button which is inside a form a type of button, that will actually stop that default behavior. It will stop it acting as a submit button. And if we just open up the mini browser, and again, I'll quickly complete this form. Now, when I click decline, nothing happens. The console remains empty. So giving this button a type of button will stop it behaving as a submit button. So that's really useful to know when you've got 2 buttons inside a form. As I say, we don't need this in our app because nobody is ever clicking the decline button, but that is just good information to remember for the future. Okay, let's move on. So once the user has completed this form and they've hit accept, we want to communicate to that user exactly what is going on. That is just basic good user experience. So once the form has been submitted, we want to go from this to this. The new message will tell them that their data is being uploaded to the dark web, and they'll also get this animated loading SVG. So here's your challenge. I want you to take control of the modal text element. So if we pop over to index.html, we can see that right here, we've got this whole paragraph of text and it's got the ID of modal text. When you've taken control of that, make it so that when a user clicks on the accept button, this HTML string that we've got down here is inserted into the modal text div. Okay, pause now, get that done, and I'll see you back here in just a moment.
Oh my. Okay. So we need to take control. Give me a second. Give me a second. Okay, I'm back. So where were we? Oh, making the loading the dark web. So we need to take this and we need to take control of the model text. So const model text equals document docket element by ID. Oh, I need to put this inside there. So make sure that user clicks on the accept button. The HTML string below is inserted into the model text div. So on click from the default on them. So model text dot inner HTML should be equal to, we make it backticks, and then let's copy and paste this inside backticks. So which says, I'm gonna press tab on this div. I'm gonna that's enough. So boom boom boom, this should work. Okay, enter your full name, loading with tabs, loading tabs, tabs. Enter your email, coding with tabs at gmail.com. Accept. Boom. Okay, so this is how someone actually makes the SV, like the loading screen. So after, this gives me a good idea. I can make this on my own. So when it's clicked, set timeout for maybe like 5 seconds, and actually 3, and then the whole thing disappears. That's actually good. Okay. Since I already know what it's gonna talk about,
I'll see you there.
I don't think I need to see him do it again.
Okay, so our user has filled out their details, they've clicked on accept, and they're now being shown this message and this animated SVG, which as it stands will keep playing forever. What we want to do is replace this message with a new message that says making the sale after a 1.5 second pause. And if you'll notice, the animated loading SVG is still there. We're only changing this message, we're not changing anything else. So here's your challenge. I want you to use a set timeout to make the phrase uploading your data to the dark web change to making the sale after a 1.5 second delay. And I've just put the warning here, do not change the loading SVG that we've got right here. And that makes this challenge a little bit tricky. So take all of the time you need and really think about it. You've got all of the skills you need to do this, and I know you are more than capable. So pause now, get this sorted out, and I'll see you back here in just a minute and we'll have a look together.
All right. All right, Tom. Is it Tom? I don't know if it's Tom up here. Okay. So use a set timer to make the phrase uploading your data to the dark web change to making the sale after 1.5 seconds. So we need to create set timeouts. We said function, and then we open it, click enter. So we need to do, oh yeah, no, the seconds. After 1.5 seconds, so 1500 milliseconds, and then we need to do same thing. So we need to change model text dot inner HTML equals. Now we need to put this inside there. Oops. Okay. Change it to making the sale. Let's run it actually. I don't want to execution. Loads up. Put your full name, coding with Babs. Put your email, coding with babs@gmail.com. Accept. Finish the job part, making it save. Let's go, it works. Alright.
Okay, so hopefully you got that working without any problems. Now what you will have noticed is that we just want to change the text inside this element right here, and it's got an ID of upload text. So you might have been tempted to come up to the top and take control of upload text. Let's just try that and see if it works. Now we can come down here and we can set up a set timeout. And we need to give set timeout the function, and of course we need to tell it how long to wait, and this is going to be 1.5 seconds or 1500 milliseconds. Now the function from this set timeout then can access the element that we just took control of, this one right here called upload text, and it can set its inner HTML. So I've put in my name. Okay, so what is happening here? Well, the problem that we've got is with upload text. Remember, JavaScript is read from the top to the bottom, and actually we're taking control here of an element that doesn't actually exist until we create it down here, and that is what's causing us the problem. So what we need to do is take this entire line of code here, and we're going to bring it down here, and we will paste it right here inside the set timeout. Now let's try one more time. Hit accept. And there we are, it is working, except we've got this random quotation mark left. Now let's try. What we need to do is take this entire line of code here, and we're going to bring it down here, and we will paste it right here inside the set timeout. Now let's try one more time. Hit accept. And there we are. I want you to pause, see if you can get all of this onto just one line without the const, and just check it's working. So just take a second to do that. For you, declaring, and you just close the mini browser. I think we can compress this down onto just one line of code. I also think that we can do this without declaring a new const. And it's best practice to only declare a const if you need to. Don't do it unnecessarily. So here's a mini challenge for you. I want you to pause, see if you can get all of this onto just one line without the const, and just check it's working. So just take a second to do that.
Okay. Ow. I don't actually know. What?
One line. Now the next thing I want to do is delete this const because we don't actually need it, and we'll just start with document.getElementById. We take control of this element, and then we can just chain the inner HTML right there on the end. And upload text doesn't exist anymore, so we can get rid of that. Let's hit save and see if it...
Wait, so this acts like the whole thing. I mean, not just copy and paste, because I've never seen this before. honest with you guys. I've never seen this in my life. Document.getLink by ID upload text. So it just acts like the variable, and then just manipulates it. What? Didn't it finish?
And then we can just chain the We're not quite done. I've got one more problem. In HTML, we're not actually changing any HTML here. This is just text. So pause for a second.
Text content. Oh.
And think about that. Can you pause for a second and think about that?
Okay. So, same thing. Text content.
Okay, so working with just one, but when you're ready, I'll see you there. That just shows you how much faith I have in you, and a neat line of code if you actually have much happier with
I guess.
Okay, so the user has completed the form, they're onto the second message that says making the sale, and they've got this animated
Gotcha. Alright, so I'm back, and
SVG. And what we want to do now is take them on to the final message that says, "Thanks you sucker, we just sold the rights to your eternal soul."
it looks like the guy from
And to add
SpongeBob,
insult
bro.
to injury, they're going to get this laughing pirate emoji. So here is your challenge. I want you to make
That's
it
why it
so that
reminded me of.
1.5 seconds after seeing the making the sale message, the modal is cleared of its content and the following string of HTML is displayed. So when I say cleared of all its content, if you look at the slide, the close button is still there. So what you actually want to get rid of is we love your data, this animated SVG, the message, and the form with its buttons. But the close button should remain in place. Okay, you have got all of the skills you need to do this. So pause now, get that sorted, and we'll have a look together in just a minute.
We are almost done. We are almost done. We're almost done. Make it so that the 1.5 seconds seem to making the sale. Since the model is cleared of its content to the following string of HTML is printed. What did I just with X 3 was a test? Come and let me be the best. Okay, let's go and see how it goes. 1, a 2 to the 3 to the 4. You already know Snoop Dogg at the door. Okay, so click accept. Uh-oh, something's wrong there. Let us not do that. Come on, a 2, a 3 to that 4. Snoopy Dogg isn't that shit. Door. Oh, I mean that works. Oh, I'm so I almost said something diabolical, bro. So we could add, hold on. We could add it. Just to see if it works, you know. For testing purposes. Coding with that, coding with that, and coding with that, and now it's so fast. Okay, family, we should if I was in here. Okay, what is real quick. Good. Okay, that works.
Okay, so hopefully you got that working without too much trouble. I'm just going to close the mini browser because actually what we want to do is quite similar to what we've already done up here. So I'm going to be a bit neater to leave that alone. We've got that already right across the browser does. And there we are. We have got on to our final mess, particularly to do with our form.
Oh. Next lesson. Next lesson. We
need to get access to the input that a user has submitted, and one great way of doing that is using form data. So what exactly is form data? Well, form data is a special kind of function. When a user has submitted a form, we can pass the whole form element to this special form data function. And what it will do is return us an object holding all of our form's data. Now, bringing all of our user inputted data together in one object is really useful. And later in your coding journey, when you need to send that data off to a server for processing, you'll really appreciate how powerful this form data function is. Now, there's going to be some new syntax here, so let's see how it looks with some code. So we've got our form here and we've taken control of it and saved it to this const login form. We've set up an event listener and it's listening out for a submit event. So I'm going to come in here and this is where we're going to use form data. Now we know form data is going to return us an object. So the first thing that I want to do is set up a const to store that object. And I'm going to call this const login form data. So what I've done is I've taken the login form element and I've just put the word data on the end. That gives us a nice, clear, descriptive name. Now, because form data is a special kind of function, we need to declare it with the new keyword. So I'm going to say new form data. Now, this syntax might look pretty strange because we haven't seen the new keyword before. The reason form data needs the new keyword is because it's a special kind of function called a constructor function, and we will be looking at constructor functions in much more detail in a later module. For now, it's enough to know that we declare form data with the new keyword. It needs an uppercase first letter. That is not optional. And we're going to save the object it returns to this const. Now, right now, form data doesn't know which form to get data from. So we need to tell it by passing it the form element. So let's go ahead and do that. We need brackets and we'll just take in our form element, which is login form. Okay, so now when the event listener is triggered by a submit event, the data from these form inputs will be saved to an object in login form data. Let's just log out login form data, and now we can test it to see if it's working. But before we do that, I need to manage your expectations just a tiny bit. This special kind of function gives us a special kind of object. So when we log it out, we won't actually be able to see what's in the object like we would with a regular object. We'll be looking at how to access the data from that object in a future script. Okay, let's hit save. And now I'm going to complete this form and I'll hit submit. And there we are, down in the console, we are getting our form data object. Now, there's nothing more to see other than that at the moment, but let's trust that all of our data from this form is in there. And as I say, soon we will look at a special form data method that will give us access to that data. Okay, great stuff. Let's go back to our project and do some work with form data.
Yippee! Let's go. Form data 1. By Tom from Trimble.
We're going to make one last adjustment to our final message. We want to personalize it using information that the user has given us. And to do that, we need to get access to the form data that we've collected, and we need to extract the user's name from it. Now, in the real world, at some point,
from this lesson, like so much. that I think I need to build a project from it. Just a small mini project, like a login page, you know. Yeah, login page. Yeah. We'll plan for it.
Uploading this data to a database, but in this module, we're just handling the form on the front end right here in the browser. So here's a challenge for you. Inside the body of this event listener, create a const and set it equals to a new instance of form data, which takes in our HTML form element as a parameter. Then log out that const and you should just see a form data object down in the console. You won't actually be able to see what's in that object, but if you can see the form data object, you are doing absolutely fine. So pause now, take your time to do this, have a look back at the previous scrim if you need to. This is probably your first time working with form data, so that is absolutely fine. And when you're ready, in just a minute, we'll have a look together.
All right, Tom, let us get working. He said, inside the body of this event listener, create const log form, just gonna call it that, equals new form data. Okay, which takes our HTML form element. That's model.init. No, model. This is it. Model. Console.log. Whoops. Log form. Should be correct. Okay. Wait, let me see what it says again. I don't really read that. You're creating the form data from the wrong element. How can you use the form element instead? Okay. Send form. Boom.
We've already taken data. When you're ready.
Form data methods.
Okay, so now we've got a data object. We are going to use the .get method to see what that object holds. So my aim here is to find out what the user has inputted into this astronaut name field. And I'm going to do that by coming in here and I'm going to declare a const and I'm just going to call it name. And I'm going to set it equals to the form data object we created from our login form. Now I need to call the .get method onto the end of login form data. And what the .get method is going to do is it's going to go into this object and it's going to extract the information that we want. Now, what I want is the name that's been input to this astronaut name field. So let's quickly pop over to index.html. Here is that input element and it has a name of astronaut name. So let's just copy astronaut name and we're going to pass that to the .get method as a string, so inside inverted commas. Now let's log out name and see what we get. So I'll hit save and let me quickly fill in the form. Now when I hit submit and look down in the console, we are logging out my name.
That's
okay,
cool,
that's
bro.
Pretty cool. We're managing to access the data that we're getting from this form. Let's just recap what is going on here. So I'm taking the object that we created using this form data constructor. I'm using the .get method to go into the object and to find the information we want. And what we're looking for is whatever data came from the input field with the name that we're passing it here. And so in index.html, that one had a name of astronaut name. Okay, give me a second. I'm going to write you out a mini challenge. And here's your challenge. I want you to log out the email and the password from login form data. So pause now, have a go at that, and I'll see you back here in just a moment.
Got you, Tom. I got this. Oh, it's a mistake. What kind of you? Okay, const. Oh, what's this called? What's this called? Email. Boom. Const email equals login form data dot get astro. Hold on, chat. Alright, chat, back. What's wrong? We're back. Astro. Email. Okay. Console. Log. So we need to. Email. So we need to come here and refresh this. Tabs. So now email. Password. My password is very hard. Oh, before we do that, let me add the other one. Const password equals login form data dot get astronaut password. I'm sure, but let's confirm before we do it. Yeah, it is astronaut password. Let me just copy and paste this because it's low key. Low key. Console.log. Password. So if we come back here and submit. Okay, I can't see the I can't. Let's go. My name, my email. Okay, I'm not seeing my password though. That is because we have this type. Password. Can I refresh it? Code was valid. Okay, so there's something wrong with this here. Comma, expect brother. Why is my code just breaking? Let's just fill it out, bro. At gmail.com. Why is it not? You know what? Let's just run it. It works, yay!
Okay, so hopefully you managed to do that. Basically, it's just a repetition of what we did here. Let's just copy that twice and just astronaut email password. Now I'm going to put in some. Let's have a look down in the from.
That's that.
Okay, so you can probably guess what I'm going to ask you to do. We want to get the name of our user right here in this final message. Now, I've just made a little bit of a change to the code down here. If I move the mini browser out of the way, I've just put name in capital letters, and that is to show you where the user's name should go. And I've actually put it inside a span, and that span is just what's giving us this styling here. I really want it to stand out, so I've given it this fuchsia color. So here is your challenge. I want you to create a const to store the user's name and use a form data method to extract the submitted name from the form data object. Secondly, insert the user's name into the HTML string that contains the final message we show our users. And that is, of course, this bit right down here where we've got name in uppercase. Okay, again, you're welcome to go back to the previous scrim if you need to check on the syntax. Pause now, get this sorted out, and I'll see you back here in just a minute.
Const. Okay, so create a const to store the user's name and use the form data method to extract the submitted name from the form data object. So username. No, on the line. Username. Why am I forgetting? My brain just refreshed. I didn't set prevent defaults. Yo. I'm dangerous. Oh, we don't set it, we get it. Ooh, what's going on with me? I'm in a flow state right now. I'm in a flow state.
Okay, so you can probably...
So boom. Okay. Full name. Okay. So insert the username to the HTML string that contains the final message show users. So username. Okay. Custom. It's not. Your code tries to call form data incorrectly. How can you use the form data instance you created to get the full name value? You're calling out the... You're calling get on the form data constructor using an undefined variable. Try extracting the name from the consent data instance.
Okay, so and look, I'll see you back here in just of what data object, what email, and in this one.
Hey. Oh. Okay, there we go. My brain is back to normal.
Okay, so you can probably get. And now, of course, writes to your eternal about.
There we go. That needs more practicing for sure.
Let's take a look at how we can disable elements so that we control when they become usable. Here's a section from my e-commerce app where I'm selling some sneakers.
Ah, yo, why do I have the same thing? I didn't even watch. I've never, bro. Hold on, let me show you guys. Bro, this takes me back. This takes me back. Let me show you guys. When I started learning how to code, what is it? Nike school shoe something, bro. Nike shoe right here. You can order only one pair of Nike shoes, bro. One of ones. Let me show you. Oh, I don't want the site broke. Okay, the site's not supposed to break. It is what it is, you know. Something never happened, something happened. Bro, you can place order. Boom, your order is successful. Now I know how I can do it. Yo, I know how I can do it now. With set timeout, I can just have it right here. And it's gonna be like, your order successful. And time it for like 5 seconds and boom. Then the bad thing is you can go to the negative, so you can, you know, order negative 13 shoes. And had all this. I think I'll make my portfolio this way. I look you like this style. Copy this style, make it portfolio. But yeah, but this is like the OG. Oh my. It's reminding me of this, and this could low-key become better though.
For $400. It's pretty basic at the moment. You can add some sneakers. Let's say I want 7 pairs, or you can decide to have a few less pairs. You hit add to cart, and then we log out this phrase. Your order for, in this case, 4 pairs of shoes is being processed. So all that's going on here is we've got 4 elements. We've got the decrement button, the quantity, the increment button, and the add to cart button. And all of those 4, I've taken control of them right here using getElementById. I've also set up a quantity variable, and then we've got event listeners, which will decrement or increment the quantity, and then update the quantity amount that we see right here between the 2 buttons. And of course, I've got an event listener on this add to cart button, which is just logging out the ordering phrase. So everything's working fine, right? Well, I think there are some things we could improve. Imagine I come to this site right now and I click add to cart. It tells me that my order for 0 pairs of shoes is being processed. That's no good. Also, I can click on decrement, and now I can order -3 pairs of shoes. That's even
Same
more
thing with me.
ridiculous. So what I really want here is a way of stopping these 2 buttons from working.
Low key. Okay, if he actually fixes this, and I know how to fix it, I'll go back to my old project and fix it up. I'll actually make it so that when you click on the shoe, it pops up the model, and then it shows you like, it shows you this, like basically what this is. So you can just click on the sneakers, it has a description like Nike sneakers, and above, and then boom. I'd make it like that, so when you click it, it pops up the model and it pops this out. And then when you click on the order thing, like add to cart or purchase something, that thing pops up on like the bottom right saying your order is successful, and boom, that would be fun.
While quantity is at 0. And what's more, I want to give a visual message to the user that these buttons are not currently working. So how can we disable these buttons? Well, if you think about it, when a user first comes to this site, quantity will always be at 0. So we can actually disable this decrement button by default. So let's go over to index.html and we can come in here where we've got this decrement button, and I am going to add an attribute here, and that attribute is just disabled. All I need to do is write the word disabled there, and when I hit save, look what happens to the button. The button is grayed out, it's very clear, it's not a working button, it looks different to this button. Okay, now I can add a bunch of sneakers. Oh, I went too far, I don't want 5, I only want 4, but now I can't decrement. So what I need now is a way of bringing this button back to life when quantity is above 0. And luckily, we can do that with JavaScript. So over in index.js then, what we want to do is come down here to this event listener where we are incrementing. And so what I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to access this decrement element from right here inside the increment event listener. So I'm just going to say decrement, and then I'm going to access its disabled property. Now, the disabled property is a Boolean. At the moment, it's set to true. This is disabled. What we want to do right here is set it to false.
Who else is in chat?
When I
I
hit
see two
save,
people. So
okay, so
watching
we're
the
on
whole
0,
time.
the decrement button is disabled,
I'm thinking
I
it's
press
either
increment,
Rosa
and the disable button
or nobody
comes
else.
back to life. I can now increment and decrement. But now I've got the problem that button is disabled. I press increment and the disable button comes back to life. I can now increment and decrement. But now I've got the problem that I can go back below 0. I don't want that, but no problem. I can come up here to this decrement event listener and just use an if statement. So after we have decremented the quantity, I can say if quantity is triple equals to 0, then it's time to disable this decrement button. So I can say decrement.disabled, and as you will remember, it's a Boolean. I set it to false here. Let's set it to true. Now let's hit save. We're at 0. The button's disabled. I add a few shoes. The button comes to life. I decrement down to 1, down to 0, and now we cannot decrement any more. Okay, that is pretty cool. Now here's a challenge for you. I want you to disable this add to cart button when quantity is at 0. Remember, quantity will be at 0 when the page loads. I've just put that there as a reminder that you can actually disable this one by default. Okay, pause now, get this sorted out, and I'll see you back here in just a moment.
Disable the add card button with quantity equals 0. Remember, quantity will be in the page loads. Okay. So, call stable. Oh. I'll fine, check that out later. Okay. Oh, so this is mine. Mm. It's not good. Yes, it's not
Okay.
good.
Say already. We have got a big problem with this modal pop-up, and that is that the user can simply click the X in the corner and get rid of it. That is exactly what we don't want. So here is your challenge. I want you to make the button that closes the modal disabled, and then make that button become usable when the final modal message has been displayed to the user. So at the point where they see the laughing modal GIF, that is when they should be able to close that modal by clicking the X. Okay, pause now, get this one sorted out, and I'll see you back here in just a minute.
Okay. Make the button that closes the model disabled. Make that button become unusable when the final model message has been displayed. Usable. Oh. Model close button. Alright. It works!
Okay, so hopefully you managed to get that sorted out just fine. Let's just head over to index.html. I'll move the mini browser out of the way. Here is the close button, and it's got the ID of modal close B. We might be nasty. What is behold? Oh, it's just, we've got the hover state.
Oh wait, it changed some
We just-
CSS property.
So back the user to be able to close this
Opacity, white mode, cursor not allowed. Okay.
modal eventually once they've given us our yeah. So the bar file.
I didn't know there was a disabled thingy for CSS.
With this
I think
consent form, we are
that's it.
not taking no for an answer. The users do not have a choice, they have to accept. So whenever they hover their cursor over the decline button and the accept button are going to swap places. And again, if they then move to the decline button, it will swap back to its original place. Now, there are complicated and hacky ways of doing this with pure JavaScript, but a much neater and easier way is to do this with CSS, and that is what we're going to do now. We're actually going to break this up into two parts, so here is your challenge for the first part. And because we're nearing the end of this part of the module, I've given you some thinking and Googling to do in this challenge. So I want you to take control of the decline button. What do you need to do to make that possible? I want you to set up an event listener that's triggered when a user's cursor hovers over the decline button, and you'll need to Google what event to listen out for. And then for now, when a user hovers over decline, just log out hovered. Okay, so pause now, put your thinking cap on, get this sorted out, and I'll see you back here in just a minute.
Take control of the decline button. What do you need to do to make that possible? Set up an event listener that is triggered when a user's cursor hovers over. Add event listener. Mouse over. Mouse over. Okay. Okay, that's done. Google the event to listen out for. I just log out how that happens. Okay, so decline button. What's the ID? Let's close this real quick. So take an ID. Decline button. Okay, come up here. Const decline button equals document.get element ID decline button. So decline button to add event listener. Mouse over. Right? Yeah, mouse over. And then function, function. Uh-oh, hold on, I messed up a little bit. Okay. Function, no, what? That. Okay. Console.log. Alright. I can't test this out because I don't have the console on here, but as you can see, it works.
We could do to give this a functions when I hover. Okay, so we're going to use it to actually reverse the order of these two elements. Now that might sound like magic, but it's actually really easy. When you're ready for it, I'll see you in the next scrim. Let's have a look at using the flex direction property of row reverse. This is going to allow us to change the order.
You guys remember flex fraud?
Okay, I am setting up a color palette here called Moody Blues, and I have got various shades of blue going from the darkest to the lightest. I want clicking this button underneath to reverse the order of those shades so that the darkest one is on the right and the lightest is on the left. And then when I click it again, I want it to flip back to its original order. At the moment, all I've got is an event listener on this button, and when we click it, it says sort me. So how can I do that? How can I have it so that this button is actually going to reverse the order of these elements? Well, let's just have a quick look at how this app is working at the moment. In index.html, all of these shades of blue are right here in this container. Now, if we have a look in index.css, here we are, we've got the container and it's already got display flex. And that is really useful because actually this flex direction is part of Flexbox. So we need that container to have display flex. Now, I'm just going to try a little experiment. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to say flex direction row reverse. And look what happens as soon as we do that, the elements change order. And in fact, we can just uncomment and comment that and see that change before our eyes. Okay, so we know flex direction row reverse works. What I'm going to do now is set up a new selector, and I'm just going to call this one reverse. And I'm just going to put this inside it. So now our app is back to its default state with the dark on the left and the light on the right. And what I want to work on is making this change happen with JavaScript. So let's go back to index.js. We've got this sort button and the event listener set up. The next thing we want to do is take control of the container. So in index.html, well, the container is here and it has an ID of container. So in index.js, let's quickly do that. Now inside this event listener, we can take this container and we can actually access its class list. Now what that does is it gives us access to this list of classes right here. Now before we do anything else, why don't we just add our reverse class that we just created in CSS? And when I hit save, let's see what happens. Well, there we are. Adding reverse to that class list changes the order right here. So let's just delete that. And what we're going to do now in index.js then, so we've got access to the containers class list, we're now going to use something which is really, really cool, and that is toggle. So useful. All we have to do is give toggle the name of a class, and the class is of course called reverse, and it's going to toggle that class on containers class list. Okay, let's hit save. Now when I press the button, the reverse class is toggled on. When I press the button again, it's toggled off. And I can keep doing that all day long. All that is doing is it is adding this reverse class that we created here in the CSS to this class list. So when we hit toggle, it appears there, and when we hit toggle again, it takes it away. Of course, nothing's visible in the HTML. This is all happening in the background. Okay, take a moment just to absorb that if you need to. Just have a look at how we've taken control of the container, we've accessed its class list, and then we've used toggle to toggle a CSS class on or off. In the next scrim, we're going to have a challenge. When you're ready for it, I'll see you there. Okay, what I've got here is a new website where I'm selling some seriously expensive artwork. Check out these prices. We have got $450 million for the Salvator Mundi by Da Vinci, and we go down to our cheapest option here, which is number 17A by Jackson Pollock, which is just 200 million. Listen, if you never make it as a web dev, buy yourself some crayons and start churning out stuff like this. You're going to be richer than Jeff Bezos in just a few months. Crazy. Okay, let's crack on with the challenge. You can probably figure out what I want you to do. I want you to make it so that when we click this button, the order of these paintings change and they move from having the most expensive on the left-hand side to having the cheapest on the left-hand side. And then if you click it again, they go back to their original order. Take all the time you need to do this. Feel free to go back to the previous scrim. You've got a fair amount to remember from that scrim, so no harm at all if you need to check. So pause now, get stuck into this one, get it working, and I'll see you back here in just a moment.
How much do we have left? 3 more. So this man wants us to sort the press. Make this one. Does it have the class container? Okay. Then we come over here and we do sort button dot class list dot toggle. Oh, what's it called? Reverse. So hopefully this works. Let's run it. Let's refresh. Okay, it doesn't. Oh. We need to listen for the container. I mean for the ID container. How's it going? Nunya. I don't know how to say your name. It's a nice, that's a cool name though, Nunya. Nunya BS, yes. What's up, bro? How you doing? What's correct? I didn't even test it out. Look at the origin sounds. It's going good. We're just learning essentially CSS JavaScript. Right now we're making a cookie consent site. So that's that. And tomorrow we're gonna be building a meme app, which is gonna be fun. This might take 2 days. So yeah, that's what we're doing right now. What are you up to? Yeah.
Okay, so the next create index.html. Let's just check. We have got the container right here, and it's got an ID of container, so access it. Save here from highest to lowest.
Got it. I got it. Let's go.
Okay, so let's finish this off. So we know what we're aiming for. When a user hovers over the decline button and the accept button should swap places. And then again,
nice.
if they try once more to go for the decline button.
Okay. So what do you do? Do you do like front-end development? I mean, thanks for tuning into the lab though. Thanks for checking it out. It really motivates me.
The buttons should swap back to their original position. So here is your final challenge. I want you to take control of the div holding these two buttons. In index.css, set up a selector for a new class that uses flex direction to reverse the order of its child elements. And lastly, you can toggle that class on the div that's holding the button.
Oh, what's up? Yeah, I know about you. What's up, Solix? I think you're cool, bro. Learning HTML and CSS right now, that's nice. That's really good. Hey, one piece of advice, bro. You're not gonna understand what Flexbox is gonna do, bro. Well, for me, that's what works for me. Like Flexbox was
when a user's cursor,
I still don't understand most of it. I kinda
hovers over the decline button. And if you'll remember, we've already taken control of the decline button, and we've set up an event listener listening out for this mouse enter so that when we hover over decline, at the moment we are logging out hovered. Okay, so pause now.
Having a good day though.
This one's sorted out. It's the final.
We're actually about to finish the live. We're just remaining with these two left. So until we end live. We've been live for a minute now. Holy, 4 people watching live right now?
Big challenge. I'll see you back here in just a minute and we'll have a look at it together.
Okay, take control of the div, holding the buttons. Alright. So just close this. Okay, here's the ID. Okay, this is actually Yeah, I've done their HTML and CSS course. Bro, Scrimba to me is like the best. No glaze, not because I'm like affiliated with them, but Scrimba is actually good. Like these guys do deliver what they, it's actually pretty fun. What do you say? What's that? Check my shoulders. There's, okay, so here's a class model choice button, so I'm gonna make it so it has reverse one. Then we're gonna come to the CSS model after submit model input, and then I want to have it close to the model choice buttons. I think it is. Yeah, I've done the HTML CSS course, by the way. It's really nice. I didn't say that already. So dot reverse, and then we make this flex direction row reverse. It's pretty fun, bro. Can't lie. But for CSS, I feel like you should also use Flexbox Froggy. That was a really good tool. That helped me a lot. So set up a selector for new CSS class. Elements, okay. Toggle that class in the div holding the buttons. So okay. So decline button on hover. We need to hold of this container, I think. So dot class. What was it? Toggle. I already forgot. No. Let's go to the previous scrim. We'll know more when we do that. So class list container. So we take the parent container. All right.
Okay, so let's finish this off.
So we have toggle that parent. So yeah. Model dot. Do you implement what you practice? Because that's the best way to do it. Okay. I mean, reversed. You need to practice reverse actually. You need to practice what you do, or else it's just gonna be practice. I mean, it's gonna be just learning with no implementation. That's how I go about it. Because after this, I think I'm actually gonna fix one of my old projects that I did. You try? That's good. As long as you try. I feel like though, trying to implement it as much as possible. That's the best way. I think that's it. But I saw it reverse. Or is it because it's in the CSS? Almost there, you're toggling the wrong way. The wrong element and using toggle method incorrectly. Try selecting the button container. Oh, okay, so I need to select this. But yeah, if you ever wanna subscribe to Scrimba, you could support me, use my link. It's gonna really help. I mean, it's gonna help me a lot, considering my Scrimba subscription is about to end. Model choice buttons. Right. Fonts, model, choice up, choice, buttons, equals, document, okay, elements by ID, add that in there, pop the this up, run it. Full name, coding with verbs. Email, coding with verbs. I don't know. Might not have it correct. Oh. So, model choice buttons. There we go. Put it with verbs and training. Okay, there we go. So you can never click decline. That's beautiful.
It moves.
Although I'd say for projects, what's this? Front-end Mentor, the one that Chris uses, is really ahead of its time. So, yeah. For projects, Front-end Mentor is actually really good.
Again, this ends to tie up before we finish. When you're ready.
Thank y'all for tuning into the live. It's the first time I have 4 people watching at the same time. It's insane. Okay, I don't know what's going on with my scramble. Let me just... Oh, I think it's back. There we go.
I just want to say a word about accessibility. In this form, we haven't actually added any labels to our inputs. Now, technically, that's fine. Forms don't need labels. But for people using assistive technologies like screen readers, labels are a really useful navigation aid. So by not using labels, we're actually making our site more difficult for them to navigate. Now, we could add labels to the...
Also, I'm curious if Front-end Mentor or whatever Chris uses to study talks about accessibility, because Scrimba has that, which is, I find, really considerate. You see, it has a whole section for accessibility, which is good. Pretty doable in a day or so, I'd say. Yeah, it's pretty doable.
Form, but then we will have messed up the design. So what we're going to do instead is add ARIA labels to the input tags. And these ARIA labels are going to be picked up by screen readers and read out aloud to the user so they know what the input field is for. So if I just close down this mini browser, and I'm going to come in here to this input tag, and because this line of code is going to get even longer, I'm going to bring it down.
I mean, CSS is hard for me personally. I don't like it, but I want to be good at it.
Placeholder text, and this is where I will set up the ARIA label. And then in inverted commas, we'll just write whatever a normal label would say, which in this case is going to be full name. And let's do the same with the second input. Okay, let's just hit save, and everything's working just like it was before. Our design hasn't changed, but now people using assistive technologies
when you have accessibility on your site, I feel like it's very like considerate to other people. It's really nice.
So why not try accessing this app with a screen reader?
There's a lot of edge cases for elements, like for a section it must have a h2 to have any value. There are a lot of edge cases elements, like a section must have a h2. Is that for the accessibility you're talking about, or just in general? I think it's for the accessibility.
Whatever you stored in the ARIA.
I mean, I haven't gotten into it, so I probably can't tell what you mean. Like, I don't really understand. There's a lot of edge cases for elements. Or section. Yeah, I don't.
Now, if you've never experienced
what you mean by edge
before, you should definitely one more scrim to recap everything that we've achieved in.
Yeah, the section elements. Well, I mean, when I get there, hey, I don't know what to do. I'll figure it out, man. Now let's finish this. Build our or one shoe size.
You have built the world's most
gonna be
annoying
so
cookie
exciting.
consent, so give yourself a massive pat on the back. You have worked
You should
really
build,
hard
bro.
on
You
this,
should build
and you've been
some cool HTML. Bro, I remember when I was learning at first, like last year, learning how to code. Bro, I had some. Let me show you my ugly projects, bro. They're so ugly, it's actually insane. Bro, these things were like, and I thought it was so cool at that time. I remember I didn't know how to use CSS, so I used to use other things to split divs and all that. Let me just show you real quick. This was my first, bro. I remember this. I had to change the name because hey, some things going on. Oh yeah, I didn't. No. Okay, it doesn't have the thing. This, brother. No, it's not called that. Yeah, this. Did I not publish a live site? Let me do that real quick, just so that. No, you're not distracting me. We're actually about to finish, so if anything, we're basically done. I've been at this for like how long? 2 hours? Alright, let's see. Bro, this is one of my first ever sites. I remember I used to bro, this was a project and I didn't know what to do, so I just used to do this. Like, I don't know how to style, I didn't know how to do anything. This was one of my first ever projects. But yeah, this is it. You gotta just start building with whatever you're working with. Even though it's not gonna become beautiful eventually. And then eventually I just kept on upgrading. I even made a login page and all that. I need to update this. You learn and you grow, man. Dude, I remember these sites. They were so ugly. Yeah, that's that. I did nothing. Yeah, just build as you grow, or wherever you're at. It's gonna really help you.
Introduced to a lot of new concepts. Let's just recap what we studied. Update .prevent default to get more control over how we submit our forms, and we found a.
Right. Well, chat, we are done today's stream. We've been at this for 2 hours and 4 minutes. As I say, https semicolon or colon / scrimba.com/coding-with-fabs to get 20% off on any course. They have HTML, CSS, JavaScript, frontend, backend, full stack. They have Python, SQL, anything you want, they got it, bro. 20% off. I was so scared. I saw 0% off. And you will get 20% off, and that you will support the channel. So be sure to, support me and support your learning. As always, it's been nice streaming. It's been fun. I hope you guys have a good day. We're gonna see each other tomorrow at probably same time or earlier. Before that, let's see what this guy is saying. Once I go to JavaScript, I'll use your link. Thank you, bro. It really helps me, really supports me. If you actually do, gonna make me do something, I believe. I'm joking, but yeah, thank you for that. So thank you guys for watching. See you guys tomorrow. We're gonna be building the meme app, or actually, let's decide right now. I think I'm gonna build the Nike shoe thing. So be sure to tune in tomorrow to see me building that. Yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good day, good night, good morning, wherever you're at.